A company announces it has integrated AI across its entire workforce. Stock price jumps 18% in a day. Analysts raise price targets. Financial media calls it a structural transformation. Inside the company, employees are still copying AI output into spreadsheets and manually fixing errors. That gap between narrative and reality is where trillions of dollars now sit, because markets are no longer investing in what AI is doing, they're investing in what they believe AI will eventually become. And that difference changes everything. We are living through an industrial arms race, but instead of railroads or oil pipelines, the battleground is computing power. Data centers are expanding like digital steel mills. Entire power grids are being restructured to feed server farms. Semiconductor supply chains have become geopolitical chess pieces. At the center of this ecosystem are firms designing advanced chips capable of training massive AI models. The surge in demand turned them into market titans almost overnight. Cloud providers are pouring hundreds of billions into infrastructure, betting that businesses will rent AI capacity the same way they once rented storage space. Capital expenditure plans resemble defense budgets. But here's the key difference from past tech booms. This time, expectations are priced in before productivity shows up, and that's where the tension begins. Productivity is the ultimate scoreboard in economics. It determines whether wages can rise without inflation, whether growth is sustainable, whether living standards actually improve. Right now, AI is extraordinary at performing tasks, drafting emails, writing code, summarizing documents, generating designs. But performing tasks is not the same as transforming systems. Replacing a worker's 30 minutes of drafting time doesn't automatically double company output. Often, it just speeds up one piece of a much larger process that still depends on humans reviewing, correcting, approving, and integrating. Think of it like installing a Formula One engine in a city bus. The engine is powerful, but the traffic lights, road design, and speed limits still cap performance. Many firms are discovering this quietly. AI increases efficiency at the margins, it reduces friction, it lowers certain costs, but it doesn't instantly reinvent business models. And yet, equity markets are valuing AI leaders as if corporate productivity is about to shift vertically. Here's the pattern. If productivity were already exploding, we would see broad wage acceleration without inflation, collapsing unit labor costs, and surging non-tech profits. Instead, gains remain concentrated in a narrow band of AI infrastructure companies. That concentration is not a sign of universal transformation, it's a sign of early-stage monetization.
Behind me is the start of what will be the largest cluster of non-NVIDIA chips in the world, and Amazon's newest data center mega project, now fully operational here in New Carlisle, Indiana. These 7 completed buildings replaced empty cornfields fast, in about a year, and are filled with hundreds of thousands of Amazon's own custom Trainium 2 chips and soon Trainium 3 across the US, entirely devoted to running AI workloads for a single customer, OpenAI rival Anthropic.
So they're already running about 500,000 chips in Indiana today. And in fact, it's going so well that they've actually doubled down on that order. And we expect jointly we'll be running more than 1 million Trainium 2 chips by the end of this year.
We got the first on-camera tour inside what Amazon's dubbing Project Rainier, and it's coming online amid hundreds of billions in AI infrastructure build-out announcements. Compute demand is at an all-time high, but some are concerned about a possible overbuild.
When a breakthrough technology appears, capital doesn't flow gradually, it floods.
Most AI companies are quietly burning cash and they don't even know it. I was in a meeting watching an AI product demo. Beautifully designed, lightning fast responses, cutting edge AI at the back end. The CTO and CEO were high-fiving each other. But when I asked how many customers use this daily, silence. The response was, well, we're not ready for prime time yet, but we're working on that right now. And I nodded, I smiled, said nothing. But the translation? $1 million science project. And that's the flood zone reality. Great demos, 0 customers, 0 cash. And 99% of the companies are standing in that flood zone right now.
During the railroad boom, too many tracks were laid. During the dot-com era, too many fiber optic cables were buried under oceans.
Most went bankrupt before the infrastructure found real demand. AI infrastructure is following a similar pattern. Data center construction is accelerating globally. Electricity demand forecasts are being revised upward for the first time in decades. Utilities are scrambling to expand capacity, but infrastructure investments are fixed and front-loaded. If adoption grows slower than expected, supply overshoots demand, and oversupply crushes margins. It's the same economic law, whether you're selling oil, memory chips, or AI compute hours. The real shift isn't AI, it's labor power. Here's the insight most discussions miss. AI doesn't need to replace workers to reshape the economy. It only needs to change bargaining power. If employees can produce slightly more with AI assistance, companies may resist wage increases because productivity tools are widely available. At the same time, high-skilled workers who know how to leverage AI effectively may command premiums. That creates a divergence, not mass unemployment, but labor polarization. Historically, technological revolutions didn't eliminate work, they reallocated value. The printing press didn't destroy knowledge jobs, it scaled them. The internet didn't erase commerce, it centralized it. AI may follow the same pattern. The first beneficiaries are infrastructure providers. The second wave are firms that integrate AI deeply into workflows. The laggards are those who treat it as a novelty. And here's the crucial. We may not be in a bubble about AI's existence, we may be in a bubble about its speed. Look at capital spending announcements from major cloud platforms. Their AI-related expenditures have surged to levels rarely seen outside wartime mobilization. At the same time, enterprise surveys show many companies experimenting with AI pilots rather than fully embedding it into operations. Chip manufacturers are operating at capacity, energy providers are planning grid expansions to meet projected AI demand. Meanwhile, outside the AI supply chain, profit growth remains uneven. This divergence matters. It tells us that AI's economic impact is currently narrow but intense. Historically, narrow intensity either broadens gradually or snaps violently. The real question isn't whether AI will change the world, it's whether investors are paying today for value that won't materialize for a decade. When markets discount the future, they pull returns forward. That creates fragile equilibrium. Any disappointment, slower adoption, regulatory friction, power constraints can reprice expectations rapidly. But here's the if. If productivity does accelerate meaningfully, the implications are enormous. Higher productivity means stronger growth without inflation. It means governments can manage debt more easily. It means real wages can rise sustainably. AI is not just a tech story, it's a macro story. There are three realistic trajectories. First, gradual absorption. Productivity rises slowly as companies reorganize around AI. Infrastructure spending normalizes, valuations settle but don't collapse. Second, overshoot and correction. Capital spending outpaces demand, margins compress, markets reprice aggressively before stabilizing. Third, breakthrough acceleration. A new wave of AI capabilities unlocks genuine system-level transformation, automating not just tasks, but decision chains. Productivity jumps meaningfully, validating current valuations. Which path dominates depends on execution, regulation, and energy constraints as much as algorithms. Every technological revolution creates two stories, the story we tell during the boom and the story history tells afterward. Right now, markets are writing the first draft of the AI era in bold, optimistic ink, but productivity, not headlines, will write the final chapter, and productivity moves slower than hype. The danger isn't believing AI will reshape the economy, it's assuming transformation happens at the speed of a stock chart. Because revolutions don't fail due to lack of potential, they fail when expectations outrun reality.